My prison experience changed my whole Afrocentrism. I came out of prison, I was very disappointed in men. And when I came out of prison, I said to myself, I'm only messing with women from now on. And then they showed me like they ain't shit neither. So now I'm just disappointed in humanity. And that's how the blood shit even got popular on the album. You know not to run up on SA over there because he's fucking Mexican mafia and every Spanish nigga in this place will jump on your ass if you do. Can I say another one?
Yo, I want to talk to y'all about something. I'm talking you niggas about niggas being fucking cowards and shit. Now I know a lot of gangster niggas be like, fuck you talking about? Yeah. We kill each other, nigga. They're not the niggas oppressing us. Right. So I say, man, the guns.
Right. The guns, nigga. Let's go. Yeah. What's good, y'all?
Going
Welcome
on
to the Father, the Son, and the Trolley Ghost. I'm your host, Heru.
It's Nyriq.
And we're going to do our episode. Our subject today is we're going to finish off that young nigga news, but we're going to focus today on a specific region of the world.
Okay. Yes, sir. We're going to finish it up then. We had a couple articles left last time.
We're going to focus on events going on in Burkina Faso, and it's my guy, Ibrahim Traore.
Ibrahim. Come on, let's go. Because he's him.
Yeah. I wanted to do this one because, you know, me getting a different angle on a lot of world news now that I am out and about in the planet.
International.
Yeah, I came aware that there's a good amount of awareness about this in United States, but not that much actually. Not as much as it should be, or not as much as the rest of the world, and that's kind of deliberate. So we're gonna look at some of these events for those who may not be in the know. For those who are, hey. You already know what it is.
Yeah, most of what I've heard about it was from Instagram, to be honest. It wasn't until they started marching in New York, I believe, when it kind of started picking up articles.
Exactly. You're not seeing this on no mainstream outlets like that. They trying to keep it quiet. So really it's TikTok and Instagram and social media news. People who be keyed in on that stuff, they know.
It's crazy how social media is like, you know, almost probably a better way to get news.
Right? Ain't it crazy how times change? But shit get exposed over time. Like, you know, before when you only could get ABC, CBS, and all of this. Niggas' whole understanding of the world was completely controlled.
Let's get into it. I'm about to pull up the first one for us today. We're going to speak specifically about my boy Ibrahim. This is about the coup plot that they tried to...
The coup plot.
The major coup plot. What? But... It's been like what 19, I believe. I'm
right.
I'm not sure if this
up to 20 now. That might be 20 right here, I think.
Yeah. That I don't know if it's even gonna explain. Let's see though. All right, so
let's see what it's got to say.
We've got Captain Ibrahim Traore. You know, he's thwarted another major coup. They've been after this man for a while now. Honestly, it's crazy how we've just been hearing about him, but he's really been in the eyes of the nations since around like 2010. You know, like he started getting grips, I believe, in like 2016. He's getting his footing together. Let's see.
Okay. He came
Burkina
to
Faso's
power.
military.
Go ahead.
Burkina Faso's military-led government announced on April 22nd that it had successfully thwarted a major coup plot targeting junta leader Captain Ibrahim Traore, according to Security Minister. Now, don't excuse me if I slaughter his name, but it's Mahamadou Sana. The conspiracy involved active and retired soldiers allegedly cooperating with terrorist groups to storm the presidential palace. So his own peoples was turning cold. A couple of them.
As it usually happens.
I mean that's really the only way, right? You got to get a couple niggas to turn cold.
Happens.
The plot, reportedly set for April 16th, aimed to destabilize the country, install a regime under the control of an international organization, and incite rebellion by manipulating religious and traditional leaders to sway military officers. Okay, same playbook. Sana revealed that the masterminds of the operation were believed to be operating from the Ivory Coast through Ivorian authorities. Ivorian authorities have yet to respond to the allegations. And then you told me about that the other day when we was talking, right?
Yep. They have been. It's the same old shit. Black people just always betrayal is a thing, man. I don't know what's up with like niggas honor and they loyalty to each other, but with black people that shit is very, very, it's very superficial, yo. Like niggas, cause not only is this nigga in Ivory Coast involved, the president allowing the nation to be used, basically allowing his place to be a base for operations against the neighbor in Burkina Faso and this man Ibrahim Traore. But also one thing I noticed in the article, so we gotta rewind before I even can get to that, is that the article describes the man and the regime as if it's just another warmonger regime, when in fact the reason why this even has any significance different than any other story like this that we used to hear in the past is because this man came to power, yes, by force against a puppet government, and then began to show what a real government looked like. Started building schools, started building hospitals, took back the gold mines, kicked the French out, stopped stealing all the gold out of here, you know what I'm saying? And started to use those resources to benefit the people, real time. Like, in those stories too, we probably need to find a couple of those just so that the people who don't know anything about this can have corroboration of what I'm saying. But
indeed,
and the people love this guy, you know what I'm saying? And he's making the nation whole again, and he's setting an example that's inspiring not only the rest of Africa, but the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what makes all of this a big deal. All right.
Facts. Just to go back to, like you said, this is how they explain, the country that's planning to.
You gotta like wordplay. Like, go ahead.
It's all, but it's like they say it like that, knowing that we have a stake in the like the U.S. has allegiance to certain people. They just word it this way so it don't. I don't know. You don't put the pieces together if you're that slow. Maybe that's what it.
Well, the aim of the article is to trivialize and minimalize that man and that
His
government, right? And to constantly bring a air of question to it. You know what I'm saying? Like the legitimacy of his government because of the way in which it came to power and this stupid ass democracy ideology, which I no longer believe in. I do not believe in it anymore. And for those who may be confused about why I'm saying that, and I don't know how crazy a statement that is, but yeah, here, where everybody's programmed, I mean, not here, not where the hell I am, but where you are, where in the United States, where everybody programmed, that's it's a crazy thing to say. So let me explain myself. I came to a conclusion, it'd be funny if I tell everybody what really sparked the thought, but it grew. But I came to the conclusion that it's easier to trust one person than it is to trust hundreds. Hundreds of people hands on the wheel, hundreds of people hands in the pot. You see what's happening with Congress, with the Doge, and even whether you agree with what they doing or not, the fact of the matter is there's a lot of facts that's just what they are. Like, these niggas they just be fucking money off and robbing the people, fleecing the people, and there's a bunch of these greedy bastards out there doing it. Like, shit.
Or trying to figure out a way to get themselves in the pot.
Right. Cause and one thing about it that people just need to, I think, come to grips with is that I think that, shit like that is pretty much gonna happen anytime you put anybody in power. Like, not straight bullshit, but like, it's like when you run in a store. I don't know, for people who maybe don't know anything about running a store. Every store has this percentage that they just put aside out of their profit that they know they're gonna lose. That's called breakage, right? And that's just accounting for shit that they just, because you're not going to catch every thief. You're not going to stop every employee from, skimming a little of this or a little of that. It's just not possible. So they just allocate a certain amount of the money so that they can do their math correctly. You know what I'm saying? And for the people dealing with government, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have some of that, but how much? And then what are they doing for the people? Like I said in one of the earlier ones, I'm not even opposed to a king living in luxury, but yeah, you got to be trustworthy and doing what a king's supposed to do for the people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just to keep it on track, that's my reason that I don't believe in democracy anymore, because again, not only is it easier to trust one person than it is to trust hundreds, but also it's easier to assign accountability when you're dealing with one person. Like, we know, like, it's on you, buddy. Like, you got what you gonna do with it, and whatever don't go right, that's on you too. But at least everybody knows who's responsible. Like, right now, we got everybody don't know. There's a million conspiracy theories. Don't nobody know a goddamn thing, because there's so much bullshit going on in the dark that, because there's just too many people, empowered assholes. You know what I'm saying? Just without.
Like, as an example, I like to help use so people can see it. It's like when you talk about who's in charge, right? Most people who's uneducated go to say the president, right? But then you become educated and you realize, like, no, the president's only as strong as him being able to pass a law, or he suggests a law that goes through Congress and everybody else. He got two other houses that he has to go against, and these two other houses can deny it or whatever. So you end up having like this three-legged cycle of niggas just pointing the finger at each other. Everybody's just like, it's not me. It's, we're gonna let him decide if he gonna do it. And only one of us was able to don't agree, so we can't pass the bill because one of us out of the three don't agree, and then nothing ever gets done.
Not there you go. Also, that like the government is incredibly like it's not agile at all. It can't move. It can't adjust to the times. Not in real time. There's just a lot of disadvantages too with having that many. And then another thing too, sadly, I must say, is people have proven to me that the masses aren't very smart. Not everybody should have an opinion that matters.
Not everybody needs a representative.
Unfortunately, that's the conclusion I've come to from this big experiment called democracy that I've been a part of and observed in my years. It's like, yo, people, not everybody, the majority of people are not particularly intelligent. And that might even be a new thing. Because when they put this shit together, people still read and shit, and they knew what was going on in their government, and they had, strong and sensible opinions. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, I don't know about this shit.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't find any sort of will within the people. Like, as a mass, like, we got a lot of individuals, but it's never
like vision is very important, right?
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, vision is very important, and it sometimes, like, your average person don't have a grand vision. Understand what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's a terrible thing for somebody with a grand vision to come along and people get in line with it. Like, but who do you trust, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and see what
else you got.
What else I got? We're gonna see if there's anything else juicy because we haven't gotten to the arrest. Right. So.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The announcement about the coup, it was followed after several arrests of the military personnel. So it included 2 officers. These officers were suspected of involvement in the plot. Sana, which would be the what was that? That was the security minister, just to remind people. Sana claimed that the conspirators had been recruiting soldiers and passing strategic information to the terrorist elements to fuel unrest. So, they were just starting shit, creating doubt within the public. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they do. That's their technique. The CIA and all of them, whatever, they technique. They love to just go somewhere. It don't matter. Because one thing that's true, people, is that you can never please all the people all the time. Right? And that's the constant conundrum of being in that seat that man is sitting in right there. That's the constant conundrum. You cannot please all the people all the time. So no matter how well a nigga is doing, all they have to do is go into the country and find the 10 niggas that don't like that nigga. And give them a whole lot of guns and money and say, yo, play Grand Theft Auto, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Here and, but train them too. How do you make people hate? It's easy to make a motherfucker hate whoever the boss is. That's easy. That's the easiest thing in the world to do, make people hate the boss. So, all you got to do is point out a couple things that motherfucker ain't doing that well, and then boom, you got pretty soon, and then you got money. Here, don't you agree with
snowballs. Me? Yeah,
right? Don't you agree with
snowballs.
me? That's how they do it. But go ahead.
No, that's a fact. I mean, we seen it with Gaddafi, right? So
textbook.
Yeah, like Gaddafi's the best example. I just love using because he used to work for the CIA and all of that. It's crazy.
Textbook shit, man. You
Regional
see that shit.
alliances and security challenges. So let's see here. Within the recent months, and even though this article is about 4 weeks old, I'm sure he's still going through, the ups and downs in his security. So Burkina Faso has shifted alliances in the recent months. They've moved away from France because they've been the ones that, if you don't know, France has had his heels on the neck of all of Africa for like the last millennium type century type thing.
Some hundreds of years or so.
Yeah. Moving away from France, they have locked in with Russia in search for more effective security cooperation. Despite the efforts, they have still been receiving attacks, and they've been adding up. It says here they've been claiming lives and exacerbating instability. They don't give no details, but for all we know, he probably is doing well, and they just spin in this article to make it sound like he's not, right?
Well, I can tell from the tone of the article it's clearly not pro Traore, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I don't, and it even seems a little bit, it's not strongly con, but like it's got an aim to put a overtone of doubt over legitimacy, etc., etc. So that's just how the tone of the article seems to me.
It's just a Microsoft article, so
Exactly.
Bill Gates.
Nothing surprising about finding the tone to be that from that source. But I'll add on, even though I don't have the sources, because I'm kind of careful about believing anything that I really see online until I kind of can corroborate it from a couple sources. But I had seen a little bit about Traore receives a lot of support and protection from really the counter country. It's the counter nations to the United States, like Russia,
right.
China, or maybe North Korea. I think I heard sent some troops to help just keep him safe.
So we got a few different articles. A few different ones to go through here. But this was the one that I wanted to focus on specifically, right? Because you were saying that, he wiped out school fees, things like that.
Exactly. 100% free school.
The sister nations locking in. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger.
Built a trading bloc with the neighboring countries, working on their own currency.
Yep.
They got free childbirth for all mothers in Burkina Faso. So he's implementing a lot of people-friendly policies and creating the infrastructure to support it. And this is important. Like, there's been a lot of these sort of articles. Also, I saw pretty credible articles that suggested that when U.S. aid and Trump cut a whole lot of aid, all that aid, that federal aid, and pulled that money back so he could audit everything that's going on and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, that man got up, boom, sent trucks out of aid to the neighboring African countries, U.S. aid style. You know what I'm saying? And just held them down, and it was like, when I can, I'll look out for a couple more y'all. But
that's what's up right there.
He's showing strong, sensible, and compassionate leadership. You know what I'm saying? So, this is an example. It's something that he really just doing what niggas have known forever that Africa was capable of, and if niggas would stop snaking each other constantly, being there and just doing whatever Europeans want them to do, so that selling, because what they basically do, they sell all the resources for the dirt cheap, which is enough for them and whoever they want to be super straight, but nobody else.
Yep.
And so the rest of the nation suffers. And, it's, shit we've been wishing they would stop for the longest. Somebody finally stood up and came, and a trustworthy man. And so this right here, this guy.
Y'all see him.
This guy right here is an example of why what I said earlier has merit. Because at the end of the day, if you was an African, right, of any nation, and you grew up and all your peoples, at least a couple generations, all you knew was motherfuckers that could not be trusted at the reins of power. And one day, somewhere in the heart of Africa, somebody gets the fucking throne and they actually can be trusted. Where are you going to find that again? You better jump on it, is what I would say, because that obviously is not something that you can put in anybody's hand. And that's my whole point, and that's my whole basis. That's my circumstantial or otherwise, maybe even hardcore evidence of the idea that maybe that whole divine kingship shit wasn't just a bunch of assholes being assholes. And maybe power is just not something that you just let be up for grabs for any asshole to get. Maybe there's some sense in what I'm saying there. Because, like I said, if I was an African and I was in that situation and I saw that happening, which is exactly what's going on in Africa, niggas is like, yo, no. That man right there, that's it. I don't even want to talk about nobody else. And so that shit's starting to thread. He putting niggas to shame. And I know them African niggas over there, them leaders and shit. You feeling that now? Cause look, you being exposed. You know being exposed.
Your people's definitely. It's crazy because the people probably already had doubts, but like they didn't have any comparison. Right.
It's like they had nothing to compare it to. Now, now you niggas can't front. Oh, it is possible. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, it is possible to actually have some fucking honor and character about yourself and put the people first and goddamn just do your job and stop being a bitch ass nigga.
While still eating good. He don't look like he ain't eating good. He might be in the little
right,
bit less,
like what? It don't look like the man is suffering. He's just putting business first before I want this and I want that. Like you some kind of kid, but you fucking ruling a nation, and you got 400 cars. What the fuck is wrong with you? What kind of person? Like, and again, I'm not against a king living good, but what the fuck are you doing? That's not even sane. What do you have to... It's not even sane.
It's not.
That's a childish. That's wild childish. Like, you ask me anyway. Like, who am I though, right?
Yeah, well, who are we? We're just, a couple of guys.
Couple guys with a fucking podcast. Come on. Don't tell me this shit about to give out on me.
So
it's all good. Keep rocking.
We got we got hearing them saying, he stopped export of unrefined gold to Europe. This was one of the things you spoke about. I just wanted to, show that, and I just want to put a footnote here just to say for anybody who might be questioning, like, oh, these are Instagram posts. Again,
right.
They're not. There is no hardcore reporting on this type of stuff unless you live in Africa, and even then it's probably a little bit hard to get those articles. I'm not sure. Like if you use Google, if you do a little rabbit hole on Google, there's filtering out searches.
Plenty of information out there about this for you to do your own research. Because rest assured, this is the day and age where, because they can't control your information anymore, they just switch to overloading you with wild information of which you don't know the quality of. And so that's the new technique. They go from control to confusion. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all be careful out there. You know what I'm saying? I encourage you. You in there fucking up. It's all good. Live shit. Yo. But yeah, so beware. I encourage you to goddamn corroborate shit. Come back, tell me if I got something wrong. I ain't gonna argue with everybody forever, but you know what I'm saying? This shit is out here though, and this is the general tone of what's happening. Of that, I'm for certain. You know what I'm saying? So do with it what you will. You know what I mean? But the example that this man, because the next part of this story is not just what's going on there and its effects there, but also the effect that what's going on there is having on the rest of the world. Okay? Because also when some big stories that were not that widely reported on in the U.S. were the worldwide protests, you know what I'm saying, in support of this man, and prayers going up for the sparing of his life, and like strong like backlash against United States, France, and even Israel, like, yo, you don't touch this man. Don't touch this man. And like millions and millions of people all over the world came out, like putting a lot of shit to shame, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that part I kind of want to bring up, and I want to focus on the principle in that specifically. And that's this culture that we got here of being in other motherfuckers' business all the goddamn time. Okay? If you really look and you pay attention and you look at the levels of operation, going from the United States as a country, being this entity that thinks it can go into other people's shit constantly and install democracy and do this and do that and interfere in everybody else's business. From that level all the way down to people constantly always judging each other, talking about this motherfucker is good, bad, talking about other people's business, and your shit fucked up, right? Your shit far from perfect.
Is it almost safe to say that, because if you do a comparison of culture, right, and a comparison of government, you compare the government of, let's say, like, I want to say Chinese, but they kind of been adapting Western tactics, but maybe like Japanese, right? If you look at Japanese culture, they're very private, very respectful of each other's privacy. And then if you look at like how they run their government, you can see kind of certain sentiments, right, or a certain resemblance in that culture or in that like frequency. And then the way you explained the U.S., it was funny how you did that, because it was like macro and then the micro. We got the U.S. who's always in everybody's fucking business, and then you got everybody in the U.S. who's always in each other's business. Mm-hmm. But ain't nobody business better than the next person's business. Like,
right. You got, and I'm telling you, look at every level of it. From the police, you policing people, you in everybody's business, you stopping people and harassing them. That's your fucking job. Like, you got CIA, all the ABC motherfuckers surveilling people. Then you got social media data mining. Everybody is always, and then you go and you look into these companies, and all of you motherfuckers is dirty, right? And you inflicting 100% accountability on the masses, and then there's no accountability on you are running around here looking at the splinter in everybody's eye all day. That's your fucking job. When you got a plank in your shit, right? Talking biblical type shit, right? This is dumbass shit. Fuck all the, whatever else. It's just dumb. Like, listen, focus. And so getting back to how I'm even making this connection to Traore, this man took control of his shit and handled his own business. with his own shit, and everybody mad, right? But everybody, look, now, this nigga goes in there, handles his business, worries about his shit, what's his to worry about, his responsibility, makes that shit look good. Does that shit, make it look easy. Put you niggas to shame. And now look at the impact that has on the rest of the world. That's how you fucking change shit. That's how you really criticize somebody if you must. You shut your mouth. Show me.
Right. So with actions. Lead with actions, not with the words.
Right. Stay out my business and show me your shit is like that. Stay the fuck out of mine, though. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Motherfuckers in your house looking what you doing with your kids, want to take niggas' kids. Like, listen, y'all niggas need to cut this shit out in this culture of being in each other's motherfucking business. Even down to you can't even have a kid with a bitch and she not turn around and try to judge the type of man you are and all this. Bitch, we already got the kid, man. Listen, don't... You know what I'm saying? Like, all of this, like, worry about being the best woman you can be. Stop, all you ladies, shut up about what a man is supposed. You're not a man. You don't know nothing. You know as much about being a man as I know about childbirth and having a child and what that feels like and what it feels like to have a... You know that much about being a man, okay? Y'all need to shut up. Because you fucking these little boys up. They coming up half gay and don't even know it. Like, shut up. Half and let gay. The men handle they sons, please.
Half gay. Niggas be a stone throw away from being gay.
Yo. And it don't even be their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's your fault. Because you always telling a nigga what a man is and you don't know nothing about it. A little boy, a.k.a. man, has the right to protect himself, too. Because y'all not doing it.
No.
Y'all throwing the boys to all kind of nasty shit out there. The wolves. I'm telling you. And if you don't like what I'm saying, prove me wrong. Shut up about manhood. You don't know nothing about it. Please. Do us all a favor. Because you'll do us all a favor if you do that. Let the brothers work it out. Because the brothers going to work it out.
We gonna figure this shit out. That's what we built for. We built to figure it out.
Yeah, let's work it out. But you worry about being the best women you could be, or the best whores, or whatever the fuck you out here trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it is.
Do that. Whatever. Worry about that. Okay.
Worry about that, man. Come on now, y'all. Yeah. So, just wanted to. Finish up on my brother Ibrahim, cause
yeah, man.
Y'all gotta see the receipts.
Some quotes.
We got some quotes. You know what I'm saying? Which makes sense to me, cause we know how to mine our own gold. I don't understand why we are going to let multinationals come and mine it. He says, in fact, we are going to withdraw mining permits. I don't know how long ago he did that.
And everybody is like, this is what he's actually saying. These are his words, right? And then you wondering, you take that and compare it to that last article, right? It's calling him a junta in the military, and I'm like, this is simple common sense. Why was it even a deal in the first place where somebody else was taking our gold? Like, who signed that you can rob us deal? Who signed that motherfucker?
Hey, get the South Africa, the other ones, the other nations, they must have signed that you can rob us.
That was the crime. What are you talking about? This man came and corrected some shit.
The Congo, right? That's an example, right? If people don't know, you can look at the Congo. You can look at what Shell did to the Congo, right? They fucked them up. They had them. What was it? So it's like the Congo installs the Congo owns their petroleum, right? But Shell says you make a deal with us and we'll install the equipment to refine it, to drill it out the ground. So we own so they own the rights to the equipment. God damn it. They own the rights to the equipment, but the Congo owns the oil. But how it works is these niggas is using their equipment to drill out their oil. If these niggas pull out and decide that they don't want to drill any more oil for them, now Congo doesn't make any money. 80% of the Congo's money comes from oil sales.
Right.
So now they're locked in this, this agreement, this contract where they can't get out, because if they get out, now they lose all this money, and they need the money to install the damn shit. But it also comes from the fact that the leader's pillaging, because where's all the money going that he is receiving, right?
I mean, it's just it'd be dumbass shit. Like, people would be making these stories sound so fucking complex. First of all, if you got oil in the ground in your fucking country, you better learn how to get the shit out. Okay? That's all I can tell you as just a guy talking to Congo. You know what I'm saying? I know that's easier said than done. But again, what are we? We're men, right? We figure this shit out. So you fucking, if you got oil in the ground and your people need money, you figure out how to get it out yourself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you invite them in to teach you on a limited basis or some shit. But of course, power dynamics and a lot of bullshit gets involved in all of these common sense things. But again, common sense. There's no, you do not want some multinational corporation coming and extracting your fucking minerals from the ground under you, because that's like inviting aliens to come and rape your fucking planet. They don't care about you, the people. They don't. So let the people do the fucking work and figure it out. And y'all just gonna have to live at the level that you live at until you figure out how to get your own oil out your own ground. Yep. Like, that's what I would say about that. But hell, everybody would tell me this, that, and the third and complicate the shit. But let me tell you something. I remember being a kid, man. Kids have a very direct way of reasoning that I think I never lost, is why I get to certain shit, right? And I remember growing up, going to school in the 80s and shit. You in 5th grade or 4th grade and shit. Generation X niggas know what I'm talking about. And these teachers, these motherfuckers are telling us we about the world about to basically be over and shit, and it's going to be our job, it's going to be our thing to deal with, because, they're like, yeah, the ozone layer and the trash is going to get in, all of this shit, the oceans are getting polluted, and I'm just like, okay. And as a kid, I was just looking at these motherfuckers like, okay, if y'all know all of this, then stop. Just stop.
Just stop. I was here with that same. It's funny. I was here with that same campaign too. I mean, I think they still run it because they got the whole idea that they need to reflect the rays of the sun. Like that's one of their agendas. But yeah, I was hit with that very
vampire
same
shit.
Yeah, sinners for real, man. Sinners in real life, real talk. But yeah, I was hit with that very same shit, and I would always think the same. Like, why don't you just stop dumping the nuclear waste in the lake?
Why are you even producing this shit?
Why was that a good idea the first time?
There ain't a better way to goddamn light a house, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, they said there isn't. But
yeah, so with those type of situations, getting back to my point, it's just these are common sense things that have been lost in all kind of, because the point is that when I was a kid, and I thought that adults, you get to be an adult and you get more sophisticated, which really means stupid. People sell you on, well, life is like this and life is like that, and you got to do this and and the only way to change the system is from inside and all of this, and tell you all of these fucking lies when really I was right when I was a kid. A lot of the shit that I used to think when I was a kid, I was just right. You know what I'm saying? School, the shit felt like bullshit. Come to find out, it was bullshit. You was trying to make a slave out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was right. And yeah, just stop. Because a lot of you motherfuckers has got a lot of wicked ambitions for no fucking reason. Like, just chill the fuck out and enjoy life.
Just sit down.
Yeah, because these things, that's how people get dumb enough for whole countries to be in stupid ass contracts like that. What? And then somebody come along and bring common sense to the situation. It seems revolutionary. Like, what are you talking about? This shit that was going on here was dumb.
Shit was stupid. This was the standard. This shit was stupid. Look at
this shit was dumb, right? What the fuck? Who came up with this shit?
Like, yo. So I wanted to show this because this is a article that was I don't know, I forgot who was the lady who was producing this, but when I first watched this, I thought she was speaking against Ibrahim, but I believe she's speaking for him. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and we'll be able to disseminate it.
Yeah, it appears. And that solution is not to take Africans and move them to Europe. The solution is to free F.A. Frank.
Yep. All right,
that shit was playing all fragmented and shit.
Yeah,
we got the point. We got the point. Yeah, and this is what this man, through military junta, came and broke in his shit anyway. And it's like, oh, come on now with all of that bullshit you talking, like military junta and shit. Like, yo, this man, y'all.
He was stopping already heinous crimes happening against his people. That's what he was doing. He came to power to stop the heinous crimes happening against his people. It was no insurgency and all of this other bullshit they want to throw around. Word salad, right?
Y'all don't understand. You living in fucking opposite land right now, y'all. Everything
Bizarro
y'all
world.
think, yeah, like everything is topsy turvy. Because when you live in a world, you know, I had this thing. Matter of fact, I got it in the Dark Truths. It's like, yo, if you lived in a world, like, you know how you watch the cartoons and the bad guys and the good guys, they're fighting and stuff, and the good guys trying to save the people, and you know, good guy always wins and shit. Yeah, if you was living in a world where that didn't happen, yeah, if you was living in a world where the good guy actually didn't win, and the bad guy actually
always
won, and not only did he win, but he also, you know, most supervillains always wanted to take over the world and turn everybody into their mindless slave. What if you was living in a world where that nigga actually pulled that shit off? How would you know? You wouldn't know. And not only would you not know, but everybody that was good, they would tell you it was bad. And everybody that's bad, they keep telling you they good. And y'all just ain't quite figured that shit out yet.
Nope. And you know, they're getting a lot. It's getting a lot worse with the ability that they have to like hold this illusion. So for me, like as a child, even in middle school, high school, I always, you know, maybe it's because I'm black, right? That could always be it too. You know, like black people just never trusted the government, but. You know,
man, goddamn right. What
until
reason
now,
do we have for that?
I see like a more allegiance or a more trusting appear like black people seem to, you know what I'm saying, align themselves more with the government now more than ever.
Yeah, man, because they more brainwashed and more. This is a lot of what even this whole podcast for me is about. And the shit that I be talking about all the time, and just the whole way my brain work. Cause I watched you niggas forget the struggle, and I'm appalled at you niggas. I mean, I dead ass, like, you know, and you know, I yeah, like. I'm speechless about it. Truly, like my reaction right now is dead ass. Like, I don't even understand how you did that. I don't understand it. I'm looking at black people today, and even the niggas who think they Afrocentric in the spirit, I be looking at you like y'all niggas are weird. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Most of the time, black people get to talking about shit, man. I be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dead ass. Like, and that's sad, nigga, a lot of you niggas, I don't know which of you niggas know what I'm talking about. I know there's a few of us left that still remember reality, but you niggas, yeah, or at least the version of reality that most benefited us in our confused state. I'll say that much. Because there's a lot of things that have not been revealed all the way yet. But I know one thing is that black solidarity and the cause that we kind of kept, and the spirit and energy that we had in the 60s and backwards, that was kind of what we needed to keep up, okay? Because that don't need no history. That shit don't need no history lesson. Like, we black people, you look like me, we got the same culture. Why in the fuck is we not working together for our own group benefit as a people, like we see every fucking body else do? None of that requires no history lesson. It don't require you to know whether you came from Africa or whether you fucking, whether you native black, you know what I'm saying, Indian, not Indian, whatever fucking term you niggas is using nowadays. Native nigga, African nigga, Caribbean nigga, whatever nigga type of nigga you is, use a nigga. Like, why in the fuck is we not working together? And if that fucking term offends anybody, shit, give me a better one that doesn't make everybody start fighting.
Facts, I agree.
Shit, y'all niggas is confused. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this shit got to do with you lying for money. But go ahead.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the unity that Ibrahim brings to Burkina Faso can inspire the black Americans in the U.S. But we're a bit on the deep end. Well, either on the
As a matter of fact, I do want to throw something in here because we're about to start hitting the limit, or we've been kind of going long too lately, but so we can still rock. But the General Langley, do you have that story?
General Langley?
Okay.
What story was that?
Okay, let me throw this in here in the pot. So that first one that you talked about with the Ivory Coast president, you know what I'm saying? Right, so what the world is aware of, and I'm not sure how many Americans, this is also something that may or may not, again, social media more is covering this more than mainstream, and covering it more accurately than mainstream, which is important too. But, it came to the world's attention that there was a black American general down there heading the operations of the coups against this nigga, and also speaking out against him, lying, talking about he's stealing the gold and shit, when evidence in the country clearly shows that he is using the gold for the benefit and the betterment of the people. And then also, just straight up and down, any picture I seen this nigga in, he never looks like he is splurging on much of anything other than, the basics that it takes for him to be safe and comfortable. And actually, that is one of the accusations the general made against him. This General Langley is his name, but the accusation was that he was still stealing the gold to protect himself and his government. I'm like, stealing his gold to protect his. Is anybody listening to this man speak right now? Because even Traore, I seen he had gone and had a Russian interview and shit, and he was just like, I don't see how our gold is any of his business. Which, again, common sense returning to the stage. But getting back to this General Langley character, fucking disgrace. As a black man, I mean, I'm sorry if anybody thinks otherwise, but how can you, and I'm gonna answer my own question in a second, but how can you, as a black man, be down in Africa heading operations, AFRICOM, I think is what they called it, heading operations to coup a righteous, one of the only first and only, not even first, cause now let me stop lying. The one that's alive right now, because you kill everyone that comes through killing. You heading this operation. How many operations like this have you been a part of? At what ranks? How many? And then you a black American. How could? Am I missing something for people who have arguments with what I'm saying? Is there something in this that I'm missing? That
maybe for them, it's right there. It's it's easy. It's right in your face. This is what I be saying. This is one of the things I said earlier that the state of the people. It seems like there's no true will to want to do anything. Like our last Young Nigga News went over eggs, and I feel like that article alone should be enough to cause an uprise. But
it's like that. No. Why would it? You know what I'm saying? Like people, and so this that culture, and so even as sad as it is, I gotta say to niggas who's really about it, in the world, y'all gotta be careful with niggas, U.S. niggas, because we have a culture, unfortunately, because this is the only reason that a nigga could get caught on that side of history ever. And it's because we have a culture here of justifying and lying and making excuses for doing the devil's bidding for our own comfort and pleasure. Okay?
So,
because this nigga's a general for the United States Army, so that means you are basically this is your career. This is what we laud and praise here, career, right? And career advancement in companies that are not owned by us with agendas that are not our agendas. You get what I'm saying? So you serving the beast. This is the only reason you can get caught over there, because that don't make no fucking sense as a black man. And we have a long history of not being able to conquer that traitorous Judas gene that we, whatever niggas ain't willing to do, they can find a nigga that is for the right price, just so that they can floss on niggas. And that's old as hell. Y'all don't even know how old that stupid ass mistake, how far back that goes in our culture. And niggas is still doing it. Selling each other out, ratting each other out, you know what I'm saying? Using massa to get an advantage on each other instead of just playing fair with each other and keeping them people out of our business.
Man, for certain people, I guess that's easier said than done. When you were speaking on it earlier, it's just funny, like you said, it just seems to be like a plague within our community, because if you view other communities, even to this day, a lot of them that were subjected to imperialism, colonialism, they still tight-knit. Like, niggas ain't fractured. Nah. I don't know what, the level of comfort we've accepted. I don't know. We want to have. I don't know what it is, but they broke niggas. Yeah,
niggas got no honor, and a lot of it come from them understanding the energies of masculine and feminine better than us, honestly, which is a lot of why I do this podcast. Because they understand that shit better than us, and they've created a very feminized culture in us, and that shit that shit goes way back. That shit goes back to the plantation, them using the women to keep the men in check. You know what I'm saying? Them utilize, you know what I'm saying? They these are old techniques. You know what I'm saying? They just dust them off and reuse the principle every so often. And so, boom. How does it really, what proof do I have? How can I break this shit down? Yo, white person calling me a nigga, right? What do niggas do? You overreact, right? Because that's the culture that we've cultivated. This victim culture, cry like a
It's
bitch,
funny.
overreact, get offended by everything, but never want to do nothing. Because if I really felt that strongly about that word, trust me, they would never say it. Like, they don't, right? But they would never even whisper the shit because it would be like calling Genghis Khan down on your ass. You know, so that's if you serious. Like, we not about to keep crying about it, though. Like, I don't give a fuck about that word. You know what I'm saying? Because all it does, all it means is black. It's just a bastardized. That's what white people do. They create bastardized words and make you feel bad about yourself. They're great. They're the best at it. They got a word for every motherfucker on the planet. So what? You just got it. You another one. Like, it's a feminized culture that we've cultivated. Like, take offense. Yeah. Like, it is better to not take offense when one is intended than it is to take offense when one ain't intended. And I see that dumb shit all the time. A lot of white people, a lot of people in the world, some of them are just racially insensitive. Yeah. Or ignorant. Like, they don't know any better. Or curious. You know what I'm saying? So they say common sense shit that comes off as racist because of this bitch ass culture you feel like you at, and then you make everybody uncomfortable.
Which then just stirs that very reaction from the very community that you're talking about.
Exactly. And then you wonder why nobody respects you. Exactly.
It's a very paradoxical thing because I follow a brother named Chad O. Jackson who's kind of speaking on that side of the argument where, like, he's basically pushing the narrative. What if this whole black victimhood thing was staged, orchestrated, and then pushed so far that now the actual racism that it was purporting is actually happening now? When, you know, and that racism is the response to this buildup of constantly claiming niggas is racist when niggas ain't racist, or as a whole it ain't. It's just niggas allowed certain individuals in power. But that's a longer, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you dead ass. That's why I was making the face, because that's exactly, this shit is a fucking program, first of all, that y'all are playing out, right? And it's a self-perpetuating program. Okay? Like, because you can't just cry about something and never take the steps necessary to actually fix it. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter how this shit was installed. Honestly, them white people, they studied how to break you and to make you what they want you to be. They ain't studied how to fix you. They can't do that. They don't know how to fix nothing. Look at them. They know how to create new shit. They know how to create a million new problems. But, you know what I'm saying? They're not really good at healing things like that. So you got to do that. I don't know why you always looking for somebody to do something different. You know what I'm saying? You're caught up in this program, and you need to get out of it. Like, because, let me see how I could put this shit. Because something that you said, it was somewhere specific I wanted to go with it about. Something that niggas do, man, that just keeps them locked in this shit. It is. Mm-hmm.
I had said, you know, that the brother Chad Jackson is pushing the narrative that the whole racist, the victimhood of black mentality was orchestrated, and then it was pushed far enough to create an actual racial response. So, like,
right. So this is what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to say while I had the thought. Y'all don't. A lot of what the problem is y'all don't understand how race operates as black people. Too, you look at things. Everything is racist when certain shit is just how it is.
Right.
It's how humans are. Like, and I learned this in prison. Racism is not odd. If you dump a bunch of men into a fucking box together, they're going to separate themselves according to who talk like them, walk like them, look like them,
them.
and that they got shit in common where it can talk about shit that makes them feel comfortable in a foreign space. Okay? So racism is not weird. You weird.
You want to be unified with everybody weird.
You want to be in everybody else's Kool-Aid is fucking weird. That shit is weird. All right? Let's start there. Okay? Because that shit is weird. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that I ain't a welcoming and I can get along anywhere you put me on the planet with anybody because I got basic human respect, right? But when it come to being black, that shit means something to me, yeah. Why the fuck it don't mean nothing to you? Like, so this is getting back to the hip-hop shit. You always need somebody else, and the shit was the same in Africa, which is why this nigga is a breath of fresh air, because he understands certain basic principles. You can't have everybody in your fucking business all the time, or they're gonna fucking rob you.
Mm-hmm. They will.
Niggas ain't figured that shit out yet.
It's tempting. It's like you got a thief holding guard of the safe.
Right, you putting no fucking fox in the hen house all the time, every day. This is what niggas do. You know what I'm saying? You take your kids and you give them to white people, educate them for me. What the fuck you think they gonna teach them? That you God?
Come on now.
But you niggas always running your fucking mouth, but you also running from your responsibilities because they ain't comfortable, because they ain't luxurious. Because they don't get clout and all of this dumb shit that you niggas is on, man. Y'all a bunch of... let me not get myself canceled, man.
Let's move. Let's speed run through the rest of these articles real quick so we can bring everything to a smooth close. So... remember, we're running through the receipts real quick. I think we're gonna do a little speed run of his receipts on what he's been doing. Captain Ibrahim Traore shakes Africa again, unveiling 55
new modern hospitals. Wow,
that's a lot.
What? How them chatbot? How them call what? How them call what?
The Burkina Faso leader has told Western world, especially France,
you
that we wouldn't be given the chance to tamper with gold reserves in the country. They wouldn't be given the chance to tamper with gold reserves in the country again. He also built a gold refinery to process its gold rather than taking it to the West. Come on now. So just exactly. What you just say? If you got oil, in your ground, you should probably figure out how to drill it out.
Go figure out how to get it out.
Get that shit out there, motherfucker.
Figure out if you got some of they shit, reverse engineer the shit. Figure out how to get the shit out the goddamn ground yourself, and get them people, them vampires out your house. Cause that's why you're bleeding all over the place every day, and you wondering why.
Sinner's reference.
Get the vampires out the house.
Get them out, man. Why you invite them in?
Don't invite them in, man.
You ain't peep they asked to come in?
All of these folklores, movies, tales from the crib. These shit, if you pay attention, they are telling you things. God is always speaking to us, okay? And it's just a whole lot of different ways. Like, listen, you don't invite vampires into your house. That's just basic shit that you should know. Mm-hmm. You don't hang out with zombies.
You don't.
Yeah, you don't. Facts. You don't hang out with zombies because they're going to attack you because you got a brain.
You trying to get that?
These stories have morals. Go ahead.
Burkina Faso bans colonial wigs in courts to embrace
get
cultural
that shit
identity.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that, but yeah, they do that, right? They used to wear the wigs like the.
They was doing that in Jamaica. I don't know if they still do that now, but they
don't do it in the U.S. though, right? They don't wear like those fucking dusty wigs, right? They don't wear that shit. So they subjected other countries to do it, but they don't do it though. That's funny.
I mean, that's some British shit. You know, it'd be colonies, like European colonies, like America. Yeah. Anyway, America is the corporate,
Version. Facts.
the
Facts.
corporate version of all of that. But they did wigs and shit because they got, you know.
He says, "We will mine for our gold ourselves." Right. This is another quote by him, speaking on him.
People, we will mine our gold ourselves, not for France, but for our people. Does that make sense to anyone? I'm just curious.
Free childbirth for all mothers in Burkina Faso. Today, I declare a new era of hope and compassion in our nation. Childbirth is a miracle, and no woman should face financial burdens while we bring in life into the world. Yeah.
Oh, something that makes sense instead of just outlawing abortion and forcing women to have babies and just not doing any. Why are we charging women so much? Families, people, because it's not just women. Yep. Women, y'all need to remember that shit too. These are our babies too. But why are you charging us, the people, to have babies?
Have more people to add
especially
to the empire.
Exorbitant rates, because I can understand the labor that's involved. But what the fuck type of society are you really? You kill your baby for rock bottom price, but you gonna spend, because I know, especially if you're a career, especially because they tear career women up. You know what I'm saying? Like a broke bitch can have a baby easier and cheaper, which is, good, but is it? I mean, yeah, we want to look out for the poor, but because I hear a lot of women that have this complaint when they be career and they got a certain amount of income. It's like everything costs more and no more aid is available for them bitches, and they be like, damn, it feel like I be getting punished for being productive. You know what I'm saying? And bitches who don't do shit. Everything be easy for them. And I kind of felt what they were saying, because it's like, yo, these women out here busting their ass at a job or career, and all y'all motherfuckers can do is figure out how to fleece them for more cash because they making more. I don't know. Seems kind of funny.
True.
Fucked up to me.
I agree with that. Maternity leave is something that still doesn't exist in the U.S. It's not like a given. Like right. some companies may offer it, but it's not a. You know how Traore gave out free childbirth is a given.
Right.
It's not given maternity leave. Like you could be working at Family Dollar and you not qualified for maternity leave. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that we still haven't figured out. You let them tell it costs too much money, or it's going to cost the company too much money to offer maternity leave.
They just got this fucking culture where you always talking about corporate growth. Like, how much you gonna grow?
Yeah. So, Burkina Faso makes history with its first electric car fully developed by local manufacturer Itaue, I believe, maybe that's how you say it, marking a major technological breakthrough. So they
fully
got their own
developed local manufacturer, marking a major technical. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, exactly. You bring a business, like what? Receipts.
Yep.
And this is now. I want for anybody who.
When was the last time you seen an American world leader taking a picture with the public? When was the last time you've seen that, folks? Like, he stood amongst the people. This guy is in the crowd of children. I mean, they're children, but it's a risky move.
Right. Right. But like this now for anybody who happened to have been watching the whole episode, look at this shit, these articles, and then contrast that to the tone of the first article you introduced by Microsoft and them, and how void of meaning that shit was, and how much it like marginalized this man's regime. You know?
Yep. This article right here.
Totally different tone.
Totally different tone.
It doesn't really reflect the reality of what is going on there. You calling him military leader and military junta and all of this shit. Like, it's a little bit more significant than that.
We have a quick side article right here from Ibrahim's bodyguard. He speaks out, and let's see what he says. I'm assuming he's referring to the imperial nations, Europe, US. They offered me $5 million. $5 million? Only $5 million? Only $5 million. That's not enough. Come on now. $5 million is not enough.
Cheap ass crackers.
That's some cheap ass shit to try to get him to take out this man. They need to up that by a couple hundred, 500 million at the baseline. Cause what the hell? Anyway, they offered me $5 million to shoot Ibrahim Traore from behind. But from behind, look, and he said specifically. Specifically, shoot him in the back when he bends to pray to Allah. Wow, they even saying shit on God. Yeah, like they going
they specified that shit. If that's true, that's some wicked shit.
He's the Masonic energy. They know what he is. And they trying to anyway. They even promised my family and me citizenship in their country. They called it an offer I couldn't refuse. To them, money matters more than humanity.
Shit, wicked shit. And mind you, these is people connected to our government. This is the shit that y'all sit here and support every day, instead of tearing this motherfucker apart from the inside out. And I keep talking like I'm sitting there, but no, and at the end of the day, man, I'm not for mayhem. I'm not for crazy and chaos. But I am for things making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be apparent to us that at this point in the game, that at some point in life, you just have to make a stand about things. Mm-hmm. And you just can't duck it. Because if you don't, you will find yourself constantly and perpetually in some kind of trick, trap, game, bondage, something. Like, you just can't avoid having those hard conversations in life. Okay?
Nigga, what you about, nigga?
Because you can't, we got to figure this out. And yo, if you mean me malice, man, we can't be around each other, and I got to show you why. Because unfortunately, when people mean you malice, when you got a malicious element that you're dealing with, they are not, especially if they are benefiting from their malice against you, they are just not going to stop. They're just going to find new, and especially you sitting around them all the time and you won't take your ass on somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You have to, that's why you have a fight or flight response, because those are really the only two options.
That you got
all of this talking you niggas is doing, and marching and asking and voting, and like, I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
That shit ain't
wasting your time. You've wasted 400 and what? I don't know, 50. Maybe moving toward 500 years now. Who knows? Probably more. Like, you wasting time, and they're not going to tell you what really happened.
Yeah, damn sure ain't.
You just gonna have to pick up and make shit make sense today.
Facts,
people, and I think that's a good place. What you got? What you got for me?
I mean, we can end it on a good note, right? Let's show the inspiration. Let's show how, when you take care of your shit in your backyard, that shit, your neighbor might be like, hold on, let me clean my shit up real quick, 'cause this shit looking kind of crazy.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Butterfly effect.
So we got right here, Tanzania has banned the use of U.S. dollars and other foreign currencies for local transactions. I need you to focus because that means something. This is to boost the Tanzanian shilling. Like many African nations, it had relied on the U.S. dollar for its stability and global acceptance. So what does this mean? This does not mean that Tanzania does not accept U.S. dollars. This means that you can't go to Tanzania and spend U.S. dollars. You have to go and you have to exchange your currency through their currency exchange. Thus, they gain money for the exchange.
Exactly. Again, something that, common sense. Why? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because that's what every other fucking country does. You can't come in here and just spend your money. You got to get our money and trade in our money. Now, most countries, are just, they rock like that. And if they don't, it's something. Well, let me not say that because a lot of countries be in a lot of stupid ass deals with the U.S. But usually it's something that's to their benefit. Usually, they run their monetary system in a way that benefits the best way that they can, dealing with all of this bullshit that's really out here. You know what I'm saying? Yep. With the power dynamics. Yeah, common sense stuff, right? So boom, that's Tanzania, and there's other African nations too that's being affected by this wave and is, taking a harder stance against a lot of bullshit that has really been plaguing Africa for a very long time. So it's refreshing to see.
It is. It's good to see that. That's a good example for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
An incredible thing to see. It's something I've been waiting to watch my whole life. I'm cheering them on. I wish my niggas over there in U.S. was a little clearer. Cause this is a bad time for niggas to be in the state that they in, cause shit is happening, and it's in our favor, right? But we, rolling around in the gutter fighting with our bitches. You know what I'm saying? Can't get your kids, can't raise your kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? But Africa is rising. Why are we doing this? I don't know what y'all want to do about that.
The climate of echo chambers in the U.S. is rancid, while the world is scared that Africa will return to the height of its power. We're over here arguing on podcast about who,
not going 50-50.
Not going 50-50, not going to the Cheesecake Factory.
Because some reason being a lazy, greedy bitch, thieving, lazy, greedy, thieving bitches in style. Like, this is what we arguing about, going 50-50. Like everybody don't got an interest in the family's success. Like, that shit should not even be an issue. Really, what the issue is, and I'll say this, the issue is men have let this damn machine take such an advantage that you can't even support a family with income for doing manly shit no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's manly shit that makes the world go round. So what the fuck you mean I need a 2-income household? We need to be taking that up with the beast and the machine, and that'll help shut bitches up, because that's part of why they got sucked into fucking working too, which was a damn trick. You know what I'm saying? And they tricked the shit. Yeah. Tricked the shit out of these hoes. They thought they was getting freedom, and they got themselves locked into a goddamn cubicle.
A human hamster wheel.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you ain't want to be in a house, so you're in a cubicle now,
you're
right?
in a cubicle.
And that's fine if that's where you want to be, but just don't expect no sympathy from me about nothing about what's going on today. Because we all adults out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't owe you nothing.
Yeah, I had watched it. It's funny that you said what you said earlier.
What?
about the manly shit going around. I had today earlier. I had seen a meme about It was basically making fun of what's known as blue collar and white collar workers. I don't know if you know what those terms mean. Yeah. So it's like the blue collar worker is the dad and the white collar worker is the son. And he calling his dad and shit. And the dad answered like, God fucking damn it, son. Don't I tell you not to call me while I'm at fucking work? Like, and he just started getting on his ass because his son a pussy. He like, you fucking pussy. It's like, what? You got fired from work? What the fuck you do? Like, he's like, it's like, I don't know. I'm a regional manager. I got fired. He's like, well, how about you come fucking lay bricks with them laptop hands? We'll see if you can lay fucking bricks today. Lay some fucking bricks today with them laptop fingers.
Yeah, come do some real work, nigga.
He said, I've been laying this shit down. I got 2 slipped hip disc and a hernia. Like,
calling me crying about you lost your little bitch ass
job, right?
That's some funny shit. Nah, but yo, it's like an illustration though. It's funny because it's an illustration of like, yo, but you know, brick by brick is how you get the building there for you to even be in there managing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, there got to be respect for the boots on the ground. I'm really big about that, yo. It's got to be respect for boots on the ground.
I
Hold
guess.
on 1 second, yo. Hold on. Fucking computer about to die.
Shit. Oh yeah, no. We coming to a close anyway, folks. You know how it goes. We had to take a couple extra minutes to go over these topics for y'all. And we're about to get ready to get up out of here. So
I want to try to make the cut seamless, so start.
Nah, I don't. You don't even have to cut it. I did. It was a little dialogue.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
Cool.
But you know, just to help us bring this to a close, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to reach out to the audience. If you guys have any, you know, topics you guys might want us to cover, or you want to hear my father's perspective on, or even my perspective, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to throw it in the comments, you know what I'm saying? If you catch us through Instagram, you can shoot us the message through there. It doesn't matter, you know?
Yep, however you consume it, if it's shorts, if it's long form. Yeah, got any topics? I'm sure you know I got an interesting take probably, so you know, shoot it at me, you know. Add to the comments, add on to the conversation. You are definitely welcome.
Right. Please don't forget to share this with somebody who you think needs to, you know, like wake up or something. Somebody needs some examples. Somebody don't know what's going on in Africa. You know, send them this.
Like, share, subscribe. Especially if you find this to be like strong content, if you find strong agreement, because there's a lot of people with a lot of platforms, a lot of people picking up this microphone and misleading our people. Okay? So for those of us who are conscious of truth, for those of us who can at least resonate and recognize it somewhat when you hearing it, like we just, you know, we just have a responsibility not to change nobody's mind or make no, because you can't. I learned that much. But to send our signal out and support each other, because sometimes motherfuckers be feeling like they the only ones, or they isolated, or they, you know, crazy, because these people be around just be crazy and trying to convince you that you crazy.
Right.
For like, remember what's right.
Right. If you're looking for your tribe, you know,
right,
help build it, because we got the hut
build
right
community. Yeah, I put this out here to be a hut, to be a safe space for the community that can resonate with this type of shit. So, yeah.
It's a lot of insanity going on. Maybe if you a bit one of the sane ones, we might have a T-shirt, the sane ones. The sane ones, you know what I'm saying?
I need to start collecting all my little quotables and shit before and profit them all from before other niggas do.
Niggas get a mug and shit. You got a mug. But yeah,
So
man.
we need some merchandise, some merch. We getting there though. Yo,
Due time.
father, son, and a trolley ghost.
Trolling. We trolling you niggas with the
Troll
truth.
niggas with the truth. You don't like me? Say something, nigga.
Fuck you. They don't like
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
Fuck it. We out.
Burning. That was burning.